Well, good afternoon everybody, or good morning, depending on which time zone you are in. Today I wanted to talk about a topic I see discussed time and time again on language discussion forums, forums about learning languages, etc., and particularly to do with French, and that topic is: why do people always speak to me in English when I try to speak to them in French? Why is it I start a conversation in French with someone and they just automatically reply in English? So this is a topic that is quite interesting because there are a variety of factors involved, and I think it's quite interesting to study not only how to deal with those kind of situations, but also why those kind of situations come about. So I think the first important thing to understand is why a French person would insist on speaking to you in English. Now this, in my experience, I can whittle it down, I suppose, to about three different reasons. Firstly, the person sees that you're perhaps struggling in French and gauges that they can reply to you in English and make the conversation easier. Secondly, you may be speaking to a French speaker who has lived in an English-speaking country and has kind of adopted the automatic mechanism of always speaking to English speakers in English. And the third reason is generally that the person is a keen English learner and wants to jump on the opportunity to practice. So, as I said, I think those are probably the main three reasons why a French person may decide to reply to you in English. Now, there are several reasons for this, as I said, and there are different ways of dealing with those kind of situations. So what I'd like to do now is go over some of the common advice that's given to people and how to cope with that kind of situation. So the first solution is to reply to the person saying that you appreciate the fact that they're trying to speak English, but you're in their country and you would really like to speak French. Now, this can work. But it does put you a bit ill at ease. It makes you kind of feel a bit, I wouldn't say pompous, but it makes you kind of feel like you're talking down to the person, or you're giving the person a lesson. And in an ordinary social situation, that is sometimes a little bit awkward to do. So, of course, on one side, the person may understand because they're also a language learner, or on the other hand, they may just become even more closed to the idea of speaking to you in French. The second solution that I've heard and I've seen suggested on internet forums is to pretend that you're not from an English-speaking country, to reply, I don't know, in German or in Russian or something like that, to force the person to revert back to using French. Again, this may work. But this may work in a situation with somebody that you know you're never going to see again, in like a customer service situation. But if you're making friends with people in a particular country, obviously you're not ever going to be able to pretend that you are from a different nationality. The other option, and this plays a little bit more on the psychology of the situation, and this is an option that I'd like to throw into the mix. It's not something I've seen discussed anywhere before, but I think it can be quite effective if you really want to take control of the situation and force the person to speak to you in French. Now, this solution is to reply to the person in English, reply to their questions in English, but to reply to the questions in a very colloquial English, to speak very, very fast, to speak as if you were speaking to somebody on the street, to speak, I don't know, for example, if you were speaking to a market trader in London. Forget that you're speaking to a non-native speaker and respond quickly. Use a lot of idioms, use very unusual language, and just keep on speaking like that. And I think in I can't even speak anymore, in the vast majority of situations, you will find that the person will just give up and just revert back to speaking French. So this kind of kills two birds with one stone, because you don't stand out as wanting to sort of talk down to people or create any kind of awkward situation. You're just speaking naturally. But by adopting this approach, you're putting yourself back in the driving seat and you're taking back control of the situation. So why not try this? Why not try the next time you're an English speaker trying to learn French, the next time somebody replies to you in English, rather than giving some kind of moral reason as to why they should speak to you in French, just pitch your English at a level where the person can't keep up anymore. So there's my little suggestion for dealing with people who in France who insist on replying to you in English. I'll be very interested to hear your comments, very interested even to hear your comments about that. Please pop a message on the page, and thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.